Without further ado, let's jump right into our list of fantastic one-strike finishes. Jorge Masvidal vs. Ben Askren. Masvidal came within seconds of breaking the record for the fastest finish in UFC history when he squared off against Ben Askren at UFC 239. Askren, fresh off his debut win over Robbie Lawler, was the favorite heading into the bout, but Masvidal, who had recently knocked out Darren Till, had something special in mind.
Clock is brought to you by Mauro.
As soon as the bell rang, Masvidal sprinted towards Askren and launched a flying knee. Askren, instinctively ducking for a takedown, walked right into the knee, knocking him out cold. Aung vs. Ken Hasegawa. This fight is one of the most entertaining title clashes in ONE Championship history. After both men were exhausted from a grueling battle, Hasegawa staggered towards Sang, but Sang was ready. Using his feet to evade Hasegawa's pressure, Sang unleashed a perfect uppercut that sent Hasegawa crashing to the canvas, earning Sang Knockout of the Year honors. Conor McGregor vs. Jose Aldo. The build-up to McGregor vs. Aldo was intense. McGregor's witty remarks and trash talk had everyone talking. When the fight finally happened, McGregor's timing was flawless. As Aldo rushed toward him, McGregor fired a perfectly placed left hook that ended their highly anticipated bout in just 13 seconds, shocking the world.
Conor relaxed and smiling. Oh!
Anderson Silva vs. Vitor Belfort. At UFC 126, Silva took on Belfort after coming off a dramatic submission victory against Chael Sonnen. The first few minutes were spent feeling each other out until Silva launched a perfectly executed front kick, sending Belfort to the canvas in a stunning finish.
Second to none.
Alexis Vila vs. Joe Warren. Known for his trash talk, Joe Warren got exactly what he deserved when he faced Alexis Vila in Bellator. Vila wasted no time, landing a devastating left hand on Warren's chin just a minute into the fight, knocking him out cold in an instant.
No hyperbole. Left hand, he's out, that's it.
Joshua Pacio vs. Roy Doliguez. Doliguez came out aggressive against Pacio, but that proved to be his downfall. In the second round, Pacio feinted a kick, lured Doliguez in, and landed a spinning back fist that sent him crashing to the canvas.
One punch.
Alistair Overeem vs. Francis Ngannou. Ngannou was put to the test against Overeem to see if he was ready for a title shot. He passed with flying colors. A brutal left hook from Ngannou knocked Overeem out cold, earning him Knockout of the Year honors in 2017.
Get a matchup with Ngannou!
Joaquin Buckley vs. Impa Kasanganay. This knockout is one of the most impressive in MMA history. Buckley's fight with Kasanganay started off competitive, but then Buckley pulled off the most stunning jump-spinning sidekick that you've ever seen, sending Kasanganay to the mat. It looked more like something from a Tony Jaa movie than an MMA fight.
So even on total strikes at the moment.
Leon Edwards vs. Kamaru Usman 2. In their second encounter at UFC 278, Usman seemed to be on his way to another title defense, dominating most of the fight. But with less than a minute remaining, Edwards landed a roundhouse kick to Usman's head, knocking him out cold in one of the greatest comebacks in MMA history. Anderson Silva vs. Forrest Griffin. When Silva moved up to the light heavyweight division, many expected a competitive fight against former champion Forrest Griffin. But Silva made it look easy, dodging Griffin's strikes with impeccable head movement before landing a single jab that sent Griffin crashing to the canvas, ending the fight in style.
I mean, that's just amazing. And again, he's out.
Chris Weidman vs. Anderson Silva. Silva's historic reign came to an end at UFC 162. After dominating the first round, Silva became overconfident, taunting Weidman with his usual head movement, but Weidman capitalized on Silva's arrogance, landing a perfect hook that knocked him out cold, ending Silva's reign as champion.
Anderson. He got hit.
Kamaru Usman vs. Jorge Masvidal 2. In their second bout at UFC 261, Usman dominated the first round with his wrestling. But in the second round, Usman landed a monstrous right hand that put Masvidal down for the count, making him the first fighter to finish Masvidal with strikes. Brandon Vera vs. Mauro. Brandon Vera defended his ONE heavyweight title against Mauro at ONE Conquest of Champions. Cirilli came out aggressive, but Vera countered with a check left hook that ended the fight instantly, securing the fastest knockout in ONE championship history. Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey. When Holm faced the undefeated Ronda Rousey at UFC 193, most thought Rousey would continue her reign of dominance, but Holm used perfect footwork and striking to stay out of Rousey's range. In the second round, Rousey rushed in carelessly, running straight into Holm's roundhouse kick, which ended the fight in shocking fashion.
Hannah's in trouble. She's hurt. Holly looking to finish.
Elena Galani versus Hideki Sekine. In just 10 seconds, Nagalani delivered a thunderous right hook that knocked Sekine out cold at ONE total victory, setting the record for the fastest knockout in ONE championship history. Shawnee Carter versus Matt Serra won. In their first bout, Matt Serra dominated the first 2 rounds with his grappling, seemingly on his way to a decision victory. But with just 10 seconds left, Carter landed a spinning back fist that knocked Serra out cold, delivering one of the most memorable finishes in MMA history. Scott Smith versus Pete Sell. In the finale of The Ultimate Fighter Season 4, both Smith and Sell had knockout power. The fight was competitive, but in the second round, Smith delivered a brutal right hand that finished Sell out of nowhere, ending the fight with one devastating strike.
Scheduled for 3 fights. Beautiful body.
Mauricio Shogun Rua versus Lyoto Makita 2. In their highly anticipated rematch, Shogun used a boxing-heavy approach to catch Makita with an overhand right. He followed up with a few more punches to finish the fight and claimed the title in a stunning display of skill and power. Dan Henderson versus Michael Bisping. At UFC 100, Henderson and Bisping's heated rivalry came to a head. After a competitive first round, Henderson caught Bisping with his signature Hendo bomb, knocking him out cold. Henderson followed up with some unnecessary ground strikes, which made the knockout even more satisfying for his fans. And that wraps up our list of brutal one-strike finishes in MMA history. Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic MMA moments.